let me tell you guys something. They can give Dr. Elijah the worst shirts in the whole of Lagos and try to take away from his beauty and his voice. But one thing they can never take away from him is how intentional he is. Because who doesn't want a man to show up at your door because, Uber? Have you checked the prices of Uber lately? Guys, be for real. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Arese and this is episode 8, season 7, SGIT review. Oh my gosh, I got it. Yay! Starting right off, the first thing, I really want to commend Didi's character for how she owned that situation. She stepped up and went to the children, but particularly the daughter, to be like, you know what, I messed up, I'm sorry. Like, I really like when adults are able to be introspective and see how they've messed up without you having to point it out to them, and then they would gaslight you and make you feel like, what's the big deal? I was just trying to look out for you. I also really appreciate how she handled that whole conversation. I saw a comment where they were like, giving the statement that Edith made, it can be very easy to feel a type of way towards the father, and then sort of pass it on towards the children. But I like how matured she is. Like, even though she says she doesn't want her own children, she's doing everything she can to ensure that the role she has stepped into is one of those things where she helps Edith to raise his children in the best way. And you can tell that she clearly has a lot of love and respect for them, and I truly appreciate it. Edith came to apologize, but I also understand why she would be a bit standoffish towards that. Towards that. So I do hope that at some point they're able to sort it out. But I'm very, very impressed by the fact that Didi stood up to the situation and spoke to the daughter, because that kind of thing can be, especially in that dicey place where you're not her mom, she's still trying to accept you, and now it may seem like you're doing too much. And bro, if there's one thing, children are always going to the father will end up picking the children over her, like, if it comes down to it. So it's very important that she finds a balance between being a parent, being a friend, and all of that good stuff. For Auntie Dupe and her man, I feel like, first of all, the communication there was very is it me, or is it that, like, I used to think that when you grow older, you are able to do better in relationships. But the way Mr. Tony Umes handle that situation, and I completely understand, he's looking out for her and he doesn't want to, like, he's a parent himself, he understands that bond, he understands that fear, given AY's background, which, by the way, let's be honest, AY, you've done very little to make Auntie Dupe actually love you. Like, Auntie Dupe is a darling for loving you, because you are a pain in my ass, and I'm not even Auntie Dupe. But I understand, like, he doesn't want it to seem like he's coming in between them. And since AY is not able to wrap his small head around the fact that his mom can love him and love a man, he's stepping aside. I get that. But my only concern is he didn't really communicate that to her. Like, it seemed like they were in a good place, and all of a sudden he just stands up and he's like, I'm going to break up with you. And that's why Auntie Dupe is very confused. And then he goes on to say, why do people say things like we can be friends in future? Who and who? Are you joking? I know I say it, but if I've said it to you, shh, this is not the place to comment. This is not the place to air your grievances. Like this video, subscribe, and get out. But anyway, yes, we can be friends still. This one doesn't even understand. Like, if he had a conversation with her and said, oh, what, I spoke to AY, this is what he said, this is how I feel, is there anything that has happened? Like, even trying to understand why AY may feel like she no longer loves him before just taking that drastic step. Because guess what? Breaking up with her may only make AY even feel like she doesn't love him, like, more, because she may start to blame him, or she's in a place where she's trying to deal with her mental health, and so she can't be there for him, so he even feels less loved. So I don't feel like that was the best way to handle it. And given that these are, like, mature parents, mature couple, that was handled very, very, very poorly. First of all, why was Shaliwa sitting down and watching TV? I don't know, does anybody sit down to watch TV before they go to work? I work remotely. I've always worked remotely ever since I moved to Nigeria. But I will tell you this is how I wake up. I roll over, tap my laptop, and I go into work, like 9 a.m. That's it. So for the fact that Shaliwa was dressed with makeup, with hair, watching TV, and then Dr. Elijah just mysteriously showed up at her door, I do hope that, next time he calls, because that can be a little bit creepy. But yeah, I feel like that's a little bit weird. And then the conversation they had, that was cute. But Shaliwa clearly is not reading the room, because this man is obviously, I won't say in love, but he obviously really, really likes her. She's like, oh, we're platonic. Ma? Platonic where? Like, have you seen platonic friendship before? Does it look like what you're doing with... Okay, you know what? No wahala. Shebi me, I've told you people that this whole Mide Jackpot thing is their own way of letting us know that Mide is not going to be coming back into the next season, or we're going to be seeing him from the screen. You know how Daddy Tiwa went on a business trip, until now he hasn't come back. I said it like 3 episodes ago, 2-3 episodes ago. And now he's saying, oh, I may just go there first and then you guys will come and join me. In reality, I completely understand. Like, obviously, Tiwa is still at the place where she's like, I'm not sure I really want to do this. And then also, if you understand, like, she has everything here and it will take a while for her to, like, remove that attachment and move. But on the other hand, me then not wanting to miss out on, like, milestones is such a big deal as well. Because as a parent, like, literally, even you can go to work. Like, even me, for my nephew, if he says a new word, I'm like, when did you say that new word? Like, I don't understand. Why wasn't it when I was there? Do you understand? So I can imagine him being like a parent and thinking he's going to miss out on so many milestones and so many like celebrations in today's life just because he's moving. But we know the real reason why they're imputing that whole storyline is because I realized, like, yeah, I gotta wrap this thing up. So yeah. And speaking of today was acting this episode, because I know for a fact they just told Beverly Naya, what's her name again, Darren, they just told her, like, when he cries, be scared, but he put his back into everything and I was so proud of him. Speaking of Beverly Naya, I really like that she had this mini internship, because trust me, being a mom is not easy. Sometimes I'm a substitute mom for my nephew and I can tell you guys that it's not one of those things. Like, having all that experience as a substitute mom, I know that I need to first make sure that the person I'm with is someone I actually want to have children with. And then 2, I'm in the mental space to have children, because Lord knows it's not easy at all. So I'm very happy that she had it. Because imagine she had a whole baby and then she was like, oh, this is not what I want. It's not like a dog that you can return it, or her or him. But yeah, I like that she had this thing and she couldn't even change. Like, bro, she's not ready for it. I get how, like, children are cute and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I want one. My ovaries, girl, off those things. Off your ovaries. You don't want one. You know the thing I said about being in a relationship and gaining weight? Ever since what's her name, Shalewa started hanging out with Dr. Elijah, she's been eating. Next thing she will be saying, I don't know how I gained weight. How would you not know? When if you're not eating suya today, you're eating lunch stroke dinner. Girl, stand up. And also, finally, Mr. Mohammed, like, you guys know I'm Team Musha 190 billion%, but I need Mr. Mohammed to release Shalewa. It's giving Aje, it's giving Azen, you know, it doesn't matter what language I use, it's giving witchcraft, it's giving juge, because they think about, like, you know, that thing's actually a thing where you think about somebody and the person messages you and then you now start to think, is it that we're actually meant to be? Girl, you're not meant to be together. You're not meant to be together. Take it from me. It's not because you're meant to be together. It's just the universe. It's just the juge working on you. You need to stand up and get out of there. Final thing, I was going to say that the scenes, okay, not final thing, but you know that bit where they're like, how is Dr. Elijah, how is whatever they call Kule Remy? Again, that seems very fixed, because at what point did Dr. Elijah become so important that Shalewa now told Darren about Dr. Elijah? I thought they were platonic friends. It's just like me going to go and tell my sister about my friends. Like, why would I even do that? Yeah, so that seemed very like, oh, we want to just, I don't know. You guys know that I've been complaining about the writer since, so I'm just gonna sorry to Wosi, because going to submit fake test and I'll be fake reports and ending up with the test, bad luck for you. Yeah, I'm done complaining about this. I'm just trying to enjoy the episodes as it comes out, because clearly they've acted it. There's nothing my complaint is going to do. But thank you guys so much for watching it to this point. Let me know what you thought. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys. Can you guys see that I tried so hard to get it up to date? So please tell me well done in the comments. I beg you guys. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.